Stop it. Thank you. Hello, and welcome to Thursday Night Live. I'm your host, Dr. Rita Louise, and I'm looking at myself, and there's a little bit of delay, and I'm not understanding that, but it is very hot out, so maybe my computer's not being very happy. Anyway, thank you all for showing up to the show tonight, or if you're listening to the recording of this, thank you for checking in and tuning in. I want to just say hi to everybody that's there, my Facebook peeps and my YouTube peeps. And tonight, we're going to talk about a topic. I don't want to say it's near and dear to my heart, but it makes me laugh, but I also feel like it's kind of a public service announcement. And the topic tonight is online dating. People are like, do you do online dating? And I'm like, yeah. And one of the things that I like about online dating, if you're a little bit older and you're not really interested in the bar scene, I'm not a churchy person, so it's not like I'm going to meet somebody at church. It's not like if I go to a club and I meet someone, I'm going to give them my phone number. Like, that's never going to happen. Where do you go to meet people? Your job, maybe. I just don't know. And so online dating creates a venue to expand your horizon to eligible people of the opposite sex. And especially like I live in Podunk, Texas now, and I really don't know any single eligible, cute guys that I could possibly date. So it just makes it be better. How's that? When you're doing online dating, you are exposed to a variety of men and women, all of your choice. Some of them good, some of them maybe not so great. And, depending on if you are listening in and you want to hear some horror stories, just ask in the question because I'll be more than happy to share. But one of the things that I really like about it is that it gives you the opportunity to chat with someone, to message back and forth through their platform, to get to know them a little bit, to kind of become friends, to check them out before you meet them somewhere, before you go on a date with them, to see if you have anything in common. For example, there is this one guy, all he did was bug me for my number. So when are you going to give it to me? Well, when are we going to get together? Well, when are we going to? And I'm like, well, why don't you just talk to me? And then, maybe that would happen. But he wouldn't talk to me. So he never got my number. And I, after a couple of days, I just was playing with him. It's like, oh, well, it ain't happening today either, dude. But it lets you ferret those people out. And you can do it from the comfort of your own home. So you can be in your pajamas, you can be in bed. It doesn't really matter because you're home. But again, it gives you the opportunity to meet somebody. I have a lot of rules that I put around my online dating experience. And let me explain why I have so many rules. But I think in today's day and age, I would rather be safe than sorry. But for me, I have an extra level of precaution. So, at this point in time, a number of years ago, you could type in Rita, Dallas into Google, and I came up on the first page. But once Hurricane Rita happened, and there's been a lot of changes in the algorithms online, you can't find me that easy. Although where I live now, the town I live in now, if you type in Rita and the town I live in now, bam, I come right up. So my number one rule is I never put my name on the profile. They always get a name. And the name I use is Charinar, Charinar, in case you're like one of my online, online people, and you'll be like, oh my God, that's her, which I doubt. But anyway, um, so then you're not even giving up that piece of information. One of the things that they require you to do is to put up some kind of a profile, um, and put something up there. There are a lot of people that put in one line, and those are the ones I usually pass by, because they say absolutely nothing to me. But you also don't want to put up so much information that you're kind of exposing yourself. There are some people that put up like, you know, if you pick your nose, and if you do this, and if you do this, pass me by. And I don't think those people get a whole lot of activity because they're already complaining before they even, you know, go anywhere. So just kind of be careful about what you do with your profile. Provide some information, but not the whole kitchen sink. The other thing that they require you to do is to put a picture on there. Preferably multiple pictures. Um, this is my piece of advice. Don't put old pictures up there. There's not anything worse than going to meet someone who looked attractive on their picture only to find out that they're 10 years older and they don't look anything like their profile picture suggested them to be. And I'm going to say this on here because I can. So my ex, who I did meet online, he's my ex, and so I found him on a dating site, but he doesn't live around here, and I don't really care. And I had taken a number of pictures of him, and he had a great smile, and he was just like, great smile. And on his dating profile, he has this picture with just half his face. Or there are people that like their faces are sideways, or it's like, can you like shave or not be laying on your bed, or maybe try to smile a little bit because you're kind of creeping me out and I'm not going to click on you because you're scary. And I've heard that, I'm not just talking about the guys. I've heard kind of the same thing about women, and then the women ones I've heard, they're in their underwear, I've heard like some not attractive, I have any kind of class stories about some of the women on dating site, their pictures, so be a class act, but an honest class act with those pictures. Okay. So when you're talking about dating sites, I mean, there's a lot to choose from. There's Match.com, plentyoffish.com, POF, Cupid, there's OkCupid, and I can't quite figure it out if they're the same, eHarmony, Tinder, and more. Now, one of the things that I have found is that they make you sign up. Oh, I was just making sure I wasn't muted because that would be bad. They make you sign up for the site, which irritates me because you can't go and troll it and see like, are there any people in my area? I had signed up, I mean, this was years ago on OkCupid, and it turned out there were like 10 people that lived within an hour's drive of me, on that site. So it was just really kind of a waste of time, a waste of energy to go and do that. But a lot of them charge, a certain amount of money. And so it is better to sign up, unfortunately, and peruse it. See if there are people in your area. See, like I signed up for one and I had just decided, okay, so I had just decided to start dating again and wanted to do online dating. And I signed up. And I started crying because all of the people on this site that were in my area were scary. Like there is I don't even have a 10-foot pole long enough to like click on any of you people. Now, I maybe will click on them to show somebody and go, oh my God, look how scary this is. But yeah, so I didn't continue with that, and I moved on to a different site. Um, so they're not all the same. Some of them are a little more hookup related, but if that's not what you want, then don't go on those sites, so do your homework before you sign up. One of the other things, and this is kind of a two-part piece, is the sites require, if you want to have a verified account, or to sign up, is that you have to give a phone number. Now, I am very, very big stickler about giving out my phone number, even though it's online and you can find it on my website, but I don't want to give it to some guy that might be interested in me, that might be a stalker. And so in the past, I have gotten a burner phone. You can get ones that run off your house's Wi-Fi. The one I had was like through Republic or something like that. It was $15 a month, worth every penny that I had that phone. But one of the things, but now I use Google Voice, and so that's just like an app on your cell phone already. What I found out is that you cannot use your Google Voice number to sign up. It won't verify it. I sees it as, I don't know what it sees it as, but it won't verify it. So you're forced to use your real phone number, which kind of sucks. And I'll stick with the phone number thing. So let's say you're talking to someone and it's, they seem nice, and you're ready to like get off that platform and have a, text back and forth on your phone, or maybe talk to them on your phone. You have to give them your phone number. Well, in the whole safety world, it's possible to do a reverse lookup and find you, and these days it has pictures of your house and, like your address. And I mean, it's really kind of scary. So I just, again, err on the side of caution. And as you're talking to them, some will seem normal and some won't, and whatever. But I want to go back to the online thing because I have some insights, some warnings on that. So these are things that I found that people would say or do that I found to be giant red flags. And I'm just speaking from a woman talking to a man's perspective. I don't know if women do this to guys. I don't know. I don't do that. So my personal favorite is you get this line, so what are you looking for? And I'm like, the first time you get asked that, it seems harmless. But after you get asked that several times, it's like, dude, I'm on a freaking dating site. What do you think I'm looking for? And so, not that I've got to use this, damn it, but my new response, if I was still really going on there, would be, well, I'm looking for some guy, who is living in a trailer, maybe works part-time, or is on disability, that I can take care of. Maybe has a deformity, and come up with this list of like totally terrible stuff. It's like, why ask a freaking question like that? What are you looking for? And if I tell you all this stuff, it's like, how do you know I'm not lying? Anyway, okay, a different thing, and this is a pattern that I've noticed, is that I have been approached by a number of men that seemed they seemed young. Okay, that's the only way I can explain it. For the age that they put on it, they seemed well preserved. I'm like, hey, they don't look like they're dead. That's pretty good. But when you look at their profile, they have a master's degree, they have a graduate degree, and they're widowed. And so to me, that was kind of a red flag. Oh, and then they come off with the, well, what are you looking for? And I'm going to read this. I swear to God, if you get messages like this, you just need to like run, delete, block, do whatever, because I don't even know what they're thinking. So no lie, I cut and pasted this. Where's my camera? I cut and pasted, don't do that, off of, fine. I'm just going to read it. Okay, so A lot of people already know I can be a little bit dyslexic, so that's why I did it in really big font. And the English in this is really bad, but it was so bad, not the grammar, but what was written was so bad that I had to share it with different people. And I'm going to share it with you because it's really bad. Okay, so this was the text. Now, I have been talking to this gentleman for like maybe 2 or 3 days. So we maybe exchanged 20 messages between the two of us. So we're not talking like I've been talking to this guy for forever. Okay, so this is what it said. Believe me, my life, I only wish for you, and that my life in my life did not reach the love of others. Believe me, if I could hold you for the length of my life, when my heart on the day of your love did not intend on the, man, I can't even read this, did not intend on the day of your abandonment. Believe me, the weight of the whole world is in a hand, and you, my life, in a hand, your hand is the dominant one. My life and license, the world is for you, dearest. Believe me, you are my concern. You are my life. You are my soul, my heart, and my heart is hurt. The only thing I want for is your satisfaction. Believe me, no matter how much I describe my love and my admiration to you, my heart, my mind, and my life are sacrificed. I love you, I love you, I love you with a chance, no opportunity. No lie. No lie. So if you get like weird crap like that, I would just get rid of that person. Okay. So that's like the weird stuff that you encounter, but you do meet some really nice people, you know? So, all right. So you decide to take it to the next level. You exchange phone numbers, you text, whatever, maybe talk on the phone. Sounds great. But you decide to go even further and to go meet in person. And this is where, again, having certain protocols in place are just really important. So, for example, you're going to meet somebody, meet them at a Starbucks, meet them at a restaurant, meet them at a public place. I had a girlfriend who was talking to this guy online and they started calling each other, and she invited him to her house for dinner. She didn't know who the hell this guy was, and she had him to her house. I was really upset with her. You know, if you go to a Starbucks, a cup of coffee's $5. You know, if you don't like them, you can be out of there in a half hour and just be done with it. You know, I have a rule when I meet somebody online that we have to go on 3 dates before I'm going to take you to my house. Okay, now I have broken that rule. I've broken all of my rules, so just to let you know, but that's kind of my general MO, 3 dates, and then I will let you come pick me up. Because then I know you're not like some serial killer, stalker, weird, creepy person. Anyway, you know, and then you can treat it like a regular relationship. You know, if you are meeting someone that's long distance, you know, so you live in Texas and they live in Arizona or California or whatever, where you have to drive to them and it's not, you know, within your single day driving diameter, stay at a hotel, meet at a public place, stay at a hotel. Don't go to their house because you just don't know, you know. And also with the meeting, it's also a good idea to let somebody know that you are having this meeting, you know, where you're going, just so that they can check in on you to make sure like you make it back home. There are weird people out there. There are people that, okay, so I had this experience where I had talked to this guy, but he just kept looking at my picture on the dating site, but didn't really text me, which was kind of weird. And I was supposed to meet him for lunch because he was going to be in town and I was just going to drive to the next town over and meet him. But it was a casino, hotel casino. And I don't know, you know, I was just not feeling comfortable about it. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, well, we're supposed to meet at this casino. She goes, well, is there a hotel? And I said, yeah. She goes, don't go. And I went, why? She goes, because you're going to be in a hotel and you don't know if he's going to give you a date rape throw. And then he could just take you up to the room. And so I canceled. I lied. I told him I had a migraine and I couldn't make it to the date, and never heard from him again. So I don't know if I dodged a bullet on that one. I can only hope so. So I am hoping there are 24 comments in the box. I am hoping that this is going to be a lively discussion, because the online dating is different. I have to tell you. I mean, it can be pretty fun. Like, for example, this guy wanted my number, like right off, boom, I want your number. And I spent 4 days telling him every way from Sunday how he wasn't ever going to get my phone number if he didn't talk to me like a regular person, and not just talk to me about how he could get my number and how I was being silly about not giving him my number because it was safe. It was like, he never got my number. Anyway, so before I go and look at the comments, which I can't wait. Here's my little infomercial. So if you would like to schedule a session with me, my webpage is soulhealer.com. And I have to tell you, I love relationship questions. So if you have a relationship that you want to get some insights on, I am your girl. If you want, you can like me, Dr. Rita Louise. That's Dr. Rita Louise on Facebook. Or you can check out the show on Just Energy Radio on YouTube and click on the streaming link. Subscribe to the channel, click it, like it, thumbs up, leave a comment, all of those good things. And I just want to know, I appreciate all of you. Okay, so here we go. Wow, man, we're just commented out. Okay, so okay, so I'm going up to the top, and I'm just going to say hi, and then I'm going to read. Okay, so we have Luna. Hey, Luna, and Seashell. So Seashell says hi, and Wendy Dillard says hi. Ooh, and the beautiful Christina George. And Miss Christina, if you could in here, someone put a link to your radio show. I will give it a blast here. We got my good buddy Marco. Marco, I'm dating. Ha 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 ha. We have Antone, and we have Christine. Hey, you guys, nice to see you all again. Man, I guess there's just a little conversation going on here. Ooh, and Dallas Michael Reese. Hey, sweet thing. Okay, so now I'm going to see if there's actually any questions. All right. So we have hi. Christina, yes. Well, there's Facebook dating. Okay, so let's talk about Facebook dating just for a second. So one of the things about Facebook dating is that it puts your name on it. And I'm not sure how safe it is as far as creating separation between you and that person and your personal profile on Facebook. I haven't done it. And I wouldn't do it from my profile, so Bitsy, the poodle in the tinfoil hat, she has her own Facebook profile, but you can only do it from your phone. And so, I don't know. I haven't done it. My girlfriend has done. Christine said it's horrible. My girlfriend is doing the Facebook dating. I mean, Christina, if you saw some of the images from around here, oh my God, you would be like me. You would cry and go, oh my God, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. So Christina said, you can set up a Google Voice number. Yeah, and I have a Google Voice number, and it actually works really well. For a long time when I was dating, years ago, I carried 2 phones. And now you just have one phone, and you can talk and text through Google Voice or your regular phone. Yeah, it works great, and it is free. It is free. But you can't use it to verify Like they won't accept it if it says enter your cell phone number. It won't accept it as a cell phone number. All right. So Miss Debbie is in the house. So Debbie, if there's any like stories you want me to share because you know them all, uh, just let me know. All right. So Luna says, I stay away from men who say they're looking for their soulmates or true love, and I want to marry you ASAP. No kidding. They are psychopaths. No kidding. Yeah, those are the ones. Well, when you get a message like that, I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh, and then Miss Debbie and I have decided that if they live in an RV, that's like a no sign. That's the sign that they really don't have any place to live, and they just want to come live with you. And so those are ones to steer away from too. I was talking to this guy when I first started venturing into dating again, and he seemed really nice, and we were having these great, very energetic conversations. But he was saying that he lived, like in some podunk area, and had never met the man. He was telling me, oh yeah, and I laughed. It's like, well, if you want, you could like bring your work here and work in my 3-bedroom, 2-bath rented trailer. And I'm like, dude, let's see. I can go out in the middle of nowhere and hang out in your rented trailer, or I can stay in my little freaking mini mansion. I went with mini mansion. Yeah, he was gone right after that one. So Luna says, well, that guy is too much. Well, and I have to like give a little caveat because I forgot the context, because he sent me several like that. But I had kind of ghosted him, and so he had written to me and I just like didn't pay attention, like go away. And that was what I got. All right. Ooh, we have a real question. Christine says, hello, my question is, what is the energy I should look out for this week? Well, Christine, that is, kind of a predict the future question. So I can't answer that directly, but let me just see what your body is saying. So Christine, when I look at you in this moment, I feel like you have a little bit of anxiety. And actually for you, I feel, all right, I'm going to give you a number. I'm going to put it at like a 4 or a 5. I know that your anxiety can go a lot higher than that, but I also can see where it can go quite a bit lower than that, so there's some kind of tension you're holding on to. And so if I was going to do anything or work on anything or focus on anything, that would be where my focus would be. What can I do to take that 4 or 5 and bring it down to a 2? Because you're so much more happy and so much more comfortable when you're at a 2 than when you're at a 4. So I hope that gives you something to work with. Christine says you need to video chat with them first before meeting in person to make sure it's the real person. See, that's why, I just assume go meet them at a Starbucks, because there's people around, you can leave really quick. If you're video chatting, they kind of are, their energy is getting into your house outside of just the texting. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know that I would do that. And wait a minute, let's do the and part. And then maybe you would want to like put makeup on. Like I'll put makeup on to like go meet somebody. But if I'm like hanging out in my pajamas, or on the sofa with the dog, I'm not putting any makeup on. So video chatting. I don't even like working with my clients via video because I feel like I have to like fix my hair or do something. So Luna says, I have cameras in my home, keeps men in check. I have cameras all around my house. I just assume like somebody that I don't know stay away. All right. See, Luna is back. So Marco thinks it's funny. Marco. Uh, all right. Luna says, Rita, do you get insights on people before you date them? So I'm going to say that that is my biggest blind spot. Um, I think, all right, I'm going to phrase it this way. My energy gets very easily influenced and overloaded by other people's energy. And so when I'm working with a client, I have very clear boundaries. Your energy's over there, my energy's over here, and they don't cross. When I'm talking to someone online, that guard is down, that boundary is down. I'm not treating them energetically like a client. And so my energy gets affected a little bit more. Um, and so, no, I suck at it. How's that? I suck at it. I mean, there are some people that I just, that creep me out just even from the texting. It's like, okay, you're creeping me out. And now I just listen to it. If they're creeping me out, it's like, goodbye, you got to go, delete conversation. And then what I find is the ones that creep me out send me messages like that. Will keep checking in on me, even though I haven't responded to them in a week or 2 weeks. And it's like, why are you checking in on me? Doesn't it seem obvious I don't want to talk to you? Um, but no, that's why I have friends to have them look at it. All right, so Marco's laughing. Rita always tried to read me. Yeah, it didn't work so good. When she say, what? All right, I don't know what that means, Marco, so I'm just like moving on. Okay, so I have to like put this thread up because there's YouTube people and there's Facebook people. And the Facebook people can't see the YouTube people, but this is pretty funny. So Luna wanted to know, what did she say about you? And then, are you living a double life? And then Marco says, she says I'm awesome. Uh, of course. But that's because I tell everybody they're awesome, Luna, just in between you and me. Okay. So Luna wants to know, is any supernatural stuff happened to you lately? Okay, so this is my latest deal. Not supernatural at all, but kind of funny, kind of really irritating. So here's my latest. So recently, well, no, it was not yesterday, the day before, I had gotten a text. So not an email, but a text to my phone from somebody saying, "Oh, well, your book is so great." And it was number one of 53 that have been selected to move forward in this process and be in this big national thing and blah, blah, blah. So I asked them which book they were talking about, and I already knew what the answer was. And it was The Power Within, the very first book I wrote that is printed through Kindle Direct Publishing, which I'm always getting letters about, oh, it's so great. But this is the first one that came to me via text on my phone. And so they told me what the book was, and my response was something like, ha 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 ha. You guys don't even know what you're talking about. That book is a piece of crap. Because it's I wrote it a million years ago, and I mean, it has good information, but my writing style has matured a lot since then. And I basically told them that they were a piece of shit. And they didn't read the book, and I couldn't believe that it would be like in the top 53 titles that they had. And then they send out a bot attack against my site and shut down my merchant services. Yay, gotta love people. So that's what I spent today working on. How fun. So not supernatural, just creepy. Maybe I can blame it on the aliens or, the entities that people have that are just freaking nasty. Man. So that's my news. Okay. So Martin says, hi, Martin. Okay, Luna's back. She says, have you ever experienced invisible doors closing or slamming around you? So if the door is invisible, how would I notice it? Okay, so if there's spooky stuff that happens in my house, just to let you know, I just ignore it because it's the same reason that I don't talk to dead people, because I don't want them in my house. And even though I know I have a couple of ghosts, it's like, I just don't give them the energy. And I really am kind of a chicken. And so if there's a noise, I just am like, do, 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 do. I'm going to put the TV on and make some noise so I don't have to hear that, literally. So, all right. All right. So Debbie said, don't forget the terroristic threat guy. I'm trying to remember. Okay, you need to like give me like their online name so I know who we're talking about. All right. So Kate says, hello, just came across you on YouTube recently. Thank you for your time and sharing your gift. Kate, thank you for your time and coming on to hang out with me and stuff like that. And then Marco says, hi, Kate, Rita is awesome. And that's because Marco's awesome. All right. All right. So Wendy actually wants me to work here for some reason. Okay. So she says, I have leaking bladder. What can you tell me about its psychological causes? Well, I'm just going to use my personal standard line. It's like, it's probably just old lady bladder, because that's what happens when we become old ladies. I mean, shockingly, Wendy, I'm really not feeling like there is an emotional piece to that. I mean, I feel like, it's pretty functional. I feel like your pelvic base is not strong. Doing Kegel exercises will help tighten that up, but I feel like it feels functional. I'm not getting that there's anything emotional going on. Bladder usually is tied to fear. And I don't detect that there's any new fears in your life that is attached to that bladder. Like the bladder is not holding that energy at this time. All right, and so we have Victoria, and Victoria wants to know if I have any messages. And Victoria, I don't talk to dead people. I don't communicate with spirit guides, but if you have a question, and not like what's going to happen to me next week, but like a real question, then I would be more than happy to answer it. All right, Debbie says, new rules after last one. So this is talking about dating, because Debbie and I are both dating. So we're both online dating. And so we compare notes, and we have found that the same guys have talked to both of us, except they're on two different platforms. So that's been kind of funny. Anyway, okay, so she says new rules after last one, which is new online dating rules. Must have own place, not live with mom and dad. Must have own running vehicle. That's a very important one too. Must be gainfully employed. Not kidding. There are a lot of losers out there. Oh, and then add one other one. I mean, and people can go either way, but there's the whole drinking thing. One of the things that I have seen is that if some guy, okay, again, I'm a girl, so I'm only going to talk about guys. If you go on a lunch date and they have 3 beers with lunch, then there might be a problem because they're not putting on their best behavior. And actually, and I'm going to say it out loud right here because I know he ain't listening. I went on a date with this doctor guy to Starbucks. He didn't even shave, and he was wrinkly, and it's like you're a freaking doctor, and you, it was gross, you know? I mean, it's one thing. I dated this one guy, I went on one date with this guy, and his t shirt, like the neck was all stretched out, but he was clean shaved and he had long hair, and you could tell his hair was clean and it was rubber band back and it was presentable. But, he had the stretched out t shirt. He became stretched out t shirt guy, and I didn't go, and he was nice enough, but he was kind of far away and I didn't go on another date because I wasn't impressed by the stretched out t shirt. The doctor made stretched out t-shirt guy look like a gem. Now that's really scary. So anyway, all right. All right. Oh man, I'm getting asked another serious question. Okay. This is from Rita. Hi, Rita. Hi, Rita. I got a spirit that's attached itself to me. Normally I can get rid of them, but this one isn't going anywhere. Can you feel whether it's a good or bad one? I know you don't like talking about dead, but this is urgent. Okay, so Rita, this is a totally different thing. An attached entity, I can sit there and look at it in your space, but I don't have to talk to it. It's when it's the communication that sets the cords up. Okay, so hang on one second. Give me a minute here. Um, okay. So Rita, I am going just based on what I'm seeing. I get the impression, and I'm going to put words here. They might not be the exact correct words, but kind of the vibration that there was some kind of a loss that you experienced, some kind of a disenfranchisement that you experienced late recently that kind of has your energy down. There's this kind of low grade sadness that you're feeling, and this spirit is attached to that. And once you can, and it's sitting, that energy is sitting really kind of fourth chakra area. I feel like there's part of you that really could use like a giant hug and a good cry to just get that energy out of you. And once you do, there'll be nothing because your aura will fill back up. But right now, I feel like your energy level is a little bit down, and it's opened the door for this one to come in and attach. Um, and you're going to hear me when I say this, but I'm feeling like, using affirmations, like, um, I love me, or, having an attitude of gratitude, anything that's going to help raise your vibration, because it's not, your vibration is not terrible, but this entity is connected to that. And what I have found is that entities tend to connect to the prevailing emotional energy we're projecting out into the world. So if you need clarification, just put that out there. Okay? Oh, it's Miss Cindy and that Gabster. Gabby, I hope you're sleeping by now. And Gabby, I don't recommend online dating for you because Raylan would be really, really jealous of you. So, anyway, hey, Miss Cindy. All right, so Luna's back. She said, you're just supposed to enjoy them. All right, I'm not sure where that came from. Okay, so I'm just going to move on. Christine says, what is Juan's intentions on trying to reach out? Is it something harmless or a warning to look out for? So I'm assuming that Juan is alive with us. That would be my guess. Um, So I just get the impression that Juan did you wrong, that Juan hurt you, and so even though I don't detect on his part him trying to do something mean or nefarious, excuse me, in his mind, but maybe you need to have boundaries and look out for yourself and not get involved because I feel like it's kind of a love bombing type move, hoovering move, where he's just trying to get back into your good graces, but nothing's really changed, and so if there's hurt, if you've experienced hurt from it, then don't re-engage because he has not changed at all. All right. Okay, so Kate, I don't do general readings because I only have finite amount of time, but if you want to ask a specific question, I'll be more than happy to do that. Or you can ask Intuitive Creole Taylor because she says if you send her a friend request, then she will give you a tarot reading and guidance. Thanks, Intuitive Creole Troll person. Now I'm going to totally ignore you. Oh, okay. So sometimes you actually go and meet somebody and they just turn out to be like kind of psycho-ish, um, and we'll just start sending you all kinds of messages. And, I mean, if you get weird vibes from somebody, then you need to just stay away. I mean, unless you're me. And then you like chill with them and hang out and have them move into your house. And then a couple of years later, you're like, what the hell am I doing? And you kick them back out. And then you just have the next one come. But I'm not doing that anymore. So, bye. Okay, Lexi's here. So let's see. Hey, Rita. It's a crazy week. So, Lexi, you and Deb need to become Facebook friends because I think you guys will love each other. So, anyway, dating life is nuts. I'm not sure why some men feel like it's okay to have a side chick, a backup chick, or use a woman to make another woman jealous. See, this is the kind of crazy shit that you run into. It's a whole lot of bull. Anywho, I have an interview on Tuesday. Better than having a man any day of the week. And how are you feeling for me? And how should I prepare? Okay. Um, okay. So, Lexi, I'm not exactly sure if this would make sense. But if it would make sense to bring some examples of, like if I got this position, these are the kinds of things that I would do. And I mean, I'm almost saying like not make a PowerPoint, but maybe have a couple of handouts, or at least in your mind being prepared. I get the impression that the people that are going to be interviewing you are boring and kind of sticklers. And I feel the more professional, the more prepared you are with, I keep getting visual aids to support, you know, potential projects that, you think would help enliven and enrich the area, and I think you can hear where I'm going with this. I think would be great. Again, as always, put follow up below. Okay, so Wendy, I don't know that I can necessarily answer that question. So what I mean, one, I don't ask because I don't need to know. Um, I mean, stuff is just presented to me. It's presented in my mind's eye. It's presented as a feeling. And then I have the peanut gallery, which is some spirity people who never steer me wrong, except they're like the best backseat psychic people. And they only ever talk into my right ear. Um, People are like, well, who are they? And I'm like, I don't know, and I don't care because they have not chosen to reveal themselves to me, and so I'm just going to respect that. And I have no phonics skills, so they could tell me, like my name is this and I can't pronounce it, and so what's the point? It would just be insulting to them. All right, Miss Amy. Hey, Amy. Ooh, we're having a good one. Hey, Dr. Rita, there's a new guy at my local hangout. He watches me but never approaches me. Am I giving off weird energy or something? Okay, well, I'm going to check this one out. Yeah, what I want to know is what happened to Dallas asshole. That's what I want to know because I haven't talked to you about that. Okay. I don't get the impression you're giving off, and I'm going to like air quote this weird energy. I feel like you give off different energy. I feel like your energy is, I mean, you know how your energy is. It's, pretty upbeat and high and fun and smiley and happy. And I feel like he doesn't really know what to do with that. I don't think I feel like he's kind of intrigued by you. I feel like uh, you intimidate him a little bit. Um, so if he's hot, maybe you go say hi. Um, okay, so now I'm kind of looking at his energy, and even if he's kind of cute, he has kind of like a trolly energy. So maybe you don't really want to. Oh, okay. I'm getting like bad energy pictures that I'm not really going to share. I'll just say I'm getting these images of self gratification that I really don't want to look at coming from him. So, yeah, maybe not even talk to him. How's that? Okay, so Luna, I'm not going to respond to that because I'm not even sure how to answer it. Okay, Jeff, now you better be asking a question I can ask. I've been moved by the spirit to help my late wife's goddaughter and 17-year-old daughter by letting them move to my vacant property. What's your vibe? Okay. Um, okay. So I think that that's just a really wonderful thing for you to do. Um, my hope is that you would charge them rent. Um, Not that they necessarily can afford it, but my feeling is that they're really not going to take care of the place. And if you let them move in, then that needs to be part of the reality. So if your thought was you would just let them stay there, um, at least you could recoup some of your money by charging them rent. So I'm like, I mean, I think it's a wonderful, noble gesture, but uh, I don't know. I just keep getting this hit about, they're just really not going to take care of it, and holes in walls and just funky stuff. And not necessarily that it's going to be them, but their friends or whatever. I just am not feeling a high level of responsibility coming from them. Okay. Uh, all right. So Victoria says, I have a family member who has had cancer since she was 17. She is now 51. She's had trauma her whole life. Is there a way to help her heal? The cancer keeps coming back in different parts of her body. So Victoria, that's a great question. And um, so this is my take, and I'm going to kind of talk in generalities because you're not the one with cancer and whatever, is that when there are emotional things going on in the body, unresolved emotional things going on in the body, and it manifests as cancer, and then they decide to chop it out. The issue hasn't been resolved. And I'm going to give a different example because I've worked with it more. I've had people who, when I'm working with them and doing energy work, and their gallbladder is like lighting up to me, and I'll make a comment about their gallbladder, and they're like, well, but I had it removed, but it doesn't take the energy away. And so with someone and so that energy, since it can't manifest there anymore, it will move to somewhere else. And so I've worked with people, and I tell them that, it's like you have cancer in your blood. And it's not that literally they have cancer in their blood, but they have to heal what's going on. And yes, there is a way to heal that and come back from that. But it's a process. It's not, oh, I had 3 sessions and I'm better. And, it really, if she's had, and I have to think about this a second, cancer, on and off for 30 years, then there's that much life history that needs to be addressed and unwound. Okay? All right. So I guess Gabby is out cold because she's hearing Aunt Rita's voice. And so Rita says, thank you, Rita. You're spot on as usual. You're amazing. See, now it's like I do these like readings and then I don't even know what the hell I talked about. Okay, good. Yay! Perfect. All right. Okay, so now we have another bot. I'm really not in a bot mood today. If you heard me earlier about my bot issue. So now we have Embassy Tarot, who wants Victoria to send a firm request. It's like, nah, no. Hey, Miss Mary. God. So Kate wants to know, does Nathan have a crush on me, or is he joking? What are his intentions? You guys, it's like, I'm assuming, Kate, that you must be pretty young. You're reminding me of Nina because she asks questions like this. I mean, I think he likes you. I think there's a little bit of crush going on. It's joking. I'm not really getting that there's like these hardcore intentions coming from him, but it's more like a flirty, joking kind of thing, and just joke and flirt back. Okay, where are we? Oh, we are at, so we're at the end, and I'm just going through. All right, this is too much. Okay. All right, everybody, thank you for coming on. Our time's up for this week. I hope you all come back, and if I didn't get to your question, please come back next week, and come early so I can get to it. But I want to thank all of you. This has been a great show, so again, if you'd like to schedule a private consultation with me, my webpage is soulhealer.com. I'm having a little bit of a merchant service issue. And so if you wanted to set up an appointment right this second, probably until maybe Monday, all I can do is take PayPal. But you can't pay with credit card on PayPal, but PayPal, that's all I got right now, no credit cards. Like me on Facebook. If you know people that would be interested in tuning into this broadcast, please share the link for it, or have them like my page, Dr. Rita Louise, on Facebook, where they can get to the link themselves, or subscribe to my channel, Just Energy Radio, on YouTube. So I've been trying. So on my webpage, soulhealer.com, at the very bottom of the front page, there is a little box where you can sign up for the newsletter. You know, you can also sign up for my newsletter, and I try to put it up at the top, but I'm not having a very good computer day, so it wasn't working. But you can go to the webpage and sign up for the newsletter, and then you'll get notified of stuff that's going on. Anyway, so that's it for today. I'm going to go. I will see you all here, same time, same location next week. And until then, I'm Dr. Rita. I'm somebody. I'm Dr. Rita Louise. This is Thursday Night Live. Be blessed.